Hello, all of my drunken theatre freaks out there. This is your Drunken Theatre Girl, and today I am doing a 3-show comparison review of Manly Musical Society's Jekyll and Hyde. It ran for 7 shows from the 18th to the 26th of May at the Star of the Sea Theatre in Manly. It is based off the classic Victorian Gothic horror novel Jekyll and Hyde, and it was made famous as of 1997 when it hit Broadway. Since then, a lot of productions have put on Jekyll and Hyde, and it was my first time ever seeing it. So, I didn't want to just do it once or twice. Third time's a charm, right? Well, before we get started, I'm going to drink to that with my Bundy. A can of Bundy. And cheers. So, Jekyll and Hyde. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde, Hyde, Jekyll. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde. Ran over 2 weeks. 3 shows from the 18th to the 20th, and 4 shows from the 24th to the 26th. It was based off the book and lyrics from Leslie Bricusse. Music was done by Frank Wildhorn. It was directed by Heather Campbell. Musical director was Anthony Karupi, and the choreographer was Bronte Ellis. So, before I get started, I have some news. You can't get tickets anymore. I know. Such a shame. Such a downright shame, even. Such an awful waste. Oh, wrong musical, sorry. But it is a shame because watching the performance and the cast grow over 3 performances, I could definitely notice changes, setbacks, and a couple of technical difficulties, which I'm going to explain. So, when you hear Jekyll and Hyde, you think, oh, tale of good and evil, right? You don't necessarily think, oh, mental illness. So, Manly Musical Society put this on set in a hospital. It was all set in St Jude's Hospital. And it was told through someone reading Henry Jekyll or Edward Hyde, whoever you want to call it, journal, I think it's Henry Jekyll, to his father, who's been in a coma for a while, and it was set in 1940, which is actually a bit of a shock, considering it was written in the 1800s Victorian era. However, I think I know why the director chose to do that, because the original book was based on addiction, and it was an allegorical novel. Allegory? Basically, an allegory or allegorical novel teaches you a lesson. For example, Aesop's Fables. So, moving forward. It was set in the hospital. The higher upper class were dressed appropriately. The lower class were dressed appropriately. The costuming was fantastic on that. In particular, General Glossop's uniform was spot on for 1940s. Spot on. So, big shout out to the costuming department. They all looked good. I don't have an issue with the costuming, except when it came to the Bring on the Men sequence, which is meant to be set in what we would call today's society a brothel. I didn't really get the candy striping on the nurses' outfits for that, but that was their choice to stylize it that way, and I can't fault their choice. I mean, I can. I would have done it differently if I was putting it on, but I'm not putting it on, so little nitpick. For those who love musical theatre, when you hear Jekyll and Hyde, do you think Anthony Warlow? I mean, his range, the way that he changes his voice pattern from Henry Jekyll to Edward Hyde, it is standout performance. I know a lot of productions since have cast two people for the title role. One for Henry Jekyll and one for Edward Hyde. So when I first met Henry Jekyll on stage at opening night, I was thinking, yeah, interesting choice. But when I heard him sing, I was like, yeah, Henry Jekyll, good choice. And then during the transformation sequence, become Edward Hyde, I was thinking, okay, interesting. Oh, sorry. So, they cast Stuart Oliver as the title role of Henry Jekyll and Edward Hyde. It was a good choice. Good casting choice, though. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why. First reason, his vocal range is impeccable. He got the high notes, he got the deep gravel for Hyde, and he kept that innocent, light, more traditional, upper class vibe for Henry Jekyll. His acting ability, it was faultless. Still, no Anthony Warlow. There is only one Anthony Warlow, and that's what I love about community production, because they can cast someone and that person can make it their own. And that's what Stuart did. He made the roles his own. I will tell you that Friday night this week, the 25th of May, there was a technical issue during confrontation. Confrontation is basically where he was arguing with himself over who's going to take control. Because up until that point, Henry couldn't control when Edward was coming out, but Edward can control when Henry was coming back in. So he was having a full-blown mental argument about, Edward Hyde, you need to die. But I don't want to die. I want to be alive. You're going to die because you're in me, and I want to be in control, so you're going to die. During that whole song, both microphones gave out. And I was like, frick! That's so good. But he owned it, he full on projected it, and when I went to see it this afternoon, his voice was still there. So props to Stuart for carrying on, being a trooper. Both Georgia Ellis and Rachel Hurst, who played Lucy Harris and Emma Carew respectively, they're fun. Lucy, Georgia, and the Red Rat Girls, aka the girls in the parlour. Fancy word for brothel nowadays. I have a little nitpick, and I did see you improve on it. You needed to be a little more, provocative with your dancing. You needed to feel like, I'm out in the club, I'm going to get me some, you're the one I want, I'm taking you home, you're coming with me. Yeah, that type of vibe. You needed to be like, I'm going to drop it like it's hot, and you want me. You didn't want me before, but now you want me. You want me back. Very, very bad. And you did give me that eventually, those of the second and third performances I saw, but opening night, you did keep it a bit tame. Only a tiny little nitpick, considering the rest of George's acting ability was spot on. Vocal range was impeccable. Acting ability, especially with Stuart, the chemistry there, undeniable. faultless even, especially in a dangerous game, and especially, when Lucy got murdered. The whole murder sequence was one of my highlights. The ensemble were on point, the murders were different and varied, and I think the director cast that and chose to make them different rather than all the same, because each of the Board of Governors deserved a different death, which I applaud. During confrontation, I'm going back to confrontation because I love confrontation, the decision to have everyone surrounding Stuart and the people that Hyde murdered actually pulling at him and tugging at him, trying to get Henry to stay and Hyde to leave, because I don't think Henry wanted to kill them. Hyde wanted to kill them. But a valid point. If within the production he said that he wanted to separate duality and deal with duality. If Hyde was that bad and ended up murdering 6 people, why wasn't Henry a better man, a better, good man? He was still the same. Maybe they wanted to keep Henry the same because Henry was already the good man. He was already that better man, and he needed to let Hyde out to show the comparison. Kind of like how when people deal with depression and any other mental illnesses, the good person is who you are on a good day, but the bad person, they come out every so often. All in all, despite the technical difficulties and how I know for a fact that after chatting with the cast over the course of the 2 weeks that it was running, that some of them were sick, including Stuart and Georgia, who played Jekyll and Hyde and Lucy. I wouldn't have known that they were sick. Their vocals, minor a few cracks, were impeccable. So, Mailing Musical Society, putting on Jekyll and Hyde, it was a delight. You were all fantastic, except I have another little nitpick, and I don't want to be negative Nancy, so I'm just going to take a drink before I go into a nitpick. And it's only a really small one. With the gentleman, Oscar, who played Spider, the owner of the parlour, he needed to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more nasty to Lucy when she let Henry go. Walk away. Bye-bye. In the industry, I don't have experience, but I know people who have. That would technically be what they would call a time waster. Someone there to just have a chat, have a drink, but have no real intention of going the next mile. And I understand that. Like, it would suck so much for a girl whose only income is to, I don't like using this word, but solicitate, to give pleasure or company to a man, a woman, a couple. Who cares? Today's society is different from that. Only to get told that 60% of your earnings for that week will be deducted because you did not keep one man. That would suck. And I don't know how that would, I wouldn't know how to react to that. Only to be told that, oh, I'm just in a good mood tonight, but don't let it happen again. Huh, yeah, fine. I won't let it happen again. There was no real actual consequences besides the 60% earnings being lost. From what other people have told me, the Broadway version, it was a bit more nasty. It was a bit more like, if you do it again, I will teach you how to not do that. As in, the owner of the place would take advantage of the girl. And that would be more of a consequence for me personally if I was in that industry than to say, I'm just in a good mood tonight. Don't worry about it. Just don't let it happen again. It would give Lucy a little bit more motivation to not do that. But you know what? They're just my thoughts. If you would like to see if they would extend the run, comment, like, share this around, spread the word. It was fantastic. I only had those 2 little nitpicks. Other than that, the 3 shows I went to, it was spot on. Spot on. Good casting, fantastic vocals, amazing acting. You could tell that a lot of the actors on screen, not on screen, on stage, had that camaraderie and that connection, that commitment to bringing their A game. So get in contact with Manly Musical Society and see if they'll extend it, because I know for a fact that I would definitely go again. But I'm just differently neighbourhood Drunken Theatre Girl, and I'm going to finish this game. So, yeah, that's it from me. Until next time, I'm your Drunken Theatre Girl, and we'll see what I review next.